What's up, guys? Massive thanks for checking out my channel and checking out this video. This is my original Xbox collection. This is a video I've been wanting to do for so long, guys, and this is the perfect day for it. It's snowing out there like crazy in the Northeast, and this is a good time where I think I have a good sized collection where I could do a good video. So I'm going to try to do this alphabetically. Might be a little bit out of order, but let's begin. It's a long list, about 120 games or so we got our work cut out for us. Number 1, 007, Everything or Nothing. This is what most people say is the best 007 game after GoldenEye. Obviously, GoldenEye was the original one. Not the original one, but the first great one on the N64 that everybody loved. And the first great first-person shooter. Next up, 50 Cent Bulletproof. This is a fun little game that you can just go around, fool around with, not take it too seriously at all. It's a good game. I would check it out because it's about $2 or $3. Next game that I really liked was Alter Echo. It's a really unique game that a lot of people haven't played, so I would pick it up if you haven't played it, because it's a couple bucks like most of the other games on the system. Advent Rising. This is a game that actually forced the developers of this game to go out of business. So I would definitely pick this game up just for that reason. They kind of put their time and effort into this game, and they end up costing them their company. I mean, you see Play and Win $1 million. I mean, I don't know what kind of promotion that is, because you got to sell a bunch of copies to earn the money just to be able to give that away. So it's probably why they went out of business with business practices like that. Area 51, clearly a game about aliens right here. You get that guy with the big giant alien head on the screen. Amp 2. Great snowboarding game, exclusive to the original Xbox. Would definitely recommend it if you're a fan of arcade-style sports games. We got Amped. This is my only sealed game in my collection. Got this game for about $3. Normally not a big collector of sealed games, but when you get one for $3, you gotta go with it, right? Black. This was in one of my top 5 original Xbox videos for first-person shooters. This is a great game. Could not recommend this game any higher. And again, it's going to be one of those cheap games you can get and you'll have a blast with. Nickelodeon Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have not played this game. Blitz the League. Blitz the League is an awesome game. Could not recommend it any higher for football fans. The one thing it does set it back is it doesn't have NFL licensing. So you're just going to play as generic teams. Bad Boys Miami Takedown. Movie-based game. Brute Force. This is a game that wanted to be Halo. It came out the same time period, and it just couldn't pull it off. It was a good game, but it's nothing like Halo. Blinx the Time Sweeper. This is a game that wanted to be the mascot for the original Xbox. Didn't quite pull it off, but that's a tough job to do, so. Battlestar Galactica. Never played this game. Burnout 3 Takedown. Amazing racing game for the original Xbox. One of the top 5 best if you've seen one of my videos. I really enjoy this game. Battlefield 2. Huge multiplayer game. That was really big back in the day. Burnout. Obviously the first game in the Burnout series. A very big game. Crimson Skies. Could not recommend this game any higher. I've said this a couple games now, but that just goes to show just how great this library is. You'll get this game $2 or $3 because there was about like 30 million sold. Obviously not, but a bunch of them sold, and that's why it's so cheap. So I would definitely recommend it. Call of Duty 3. Can't go wrong with Call of Duty games. Colin McRae Racing 04. I would recommend any of the Colin McRae games. They're really fun rally sport racing. Conflict Desert Storm 2, Back to Baghdad. Very good game. Counter-Strike, obviously this is a classic game. Destroy All Humans, very unique game. You actually get to play as the alien in this game, and you're destroying the humans, literally. Go figure by the title, huh? Dino Crisis 3, probably my least favorite game in my entire collection. Couple reasons. First off, the game plays terribly. Second off, I overpaid for the game, and that's going to turn you off from a game right there just because you overpay for it. I paid about $15, and the game's only worth about $5, so you win some, you lose some, but that kind of turned me off the whole thing. and then it's got the worst controls you've ever seen. Daisen Rikyo. This was a game I thought was very rare. You see like the Japanese or Chinese writing on it. Makes you think it's an import. It's not an import, it's just a regular game. Didn't really pay too much for it, so it's not too bad, but haven't played it, so maybe I'll give it a shot someday. Maybe it'll be a good game, and maybe I'll have enjoyed my purchase. Next game on the list is Dead Man's Hand. Pretty generic poker game from what I've heard. Haven't played it. Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. Clearly a very fun game. Not too serious game. I really enjoyed it. If you're a fan of volleyball or a fan of Dead or Alive, definitely check it out. Gets a bad rap because of the girls in it, but what are you gonna do? My first limited edition game, or collector's edition, it's Doom 3. This is a game that got a lot of bad reviews because it is a sequel to Doom 2, and it was expected great things. I don't see why people hate it because it's got the best graphics of any game I've seen on the system. Dead to Rights, heard a lot of bad things about this, haven't played it. Dark Summit. This is a game I actually wanted for a while. You can see there's no game in it. I wanted this for a while, and I always was on the fence of getting it, and I didn't decide to get it. And then finally I said, you know what, one day I'm going to just get this game. So what I do every time I buy a game is pretty much check for a manual, because I hate buying incomplete games. And for some reason I did not check this one, and that's the one game where there's actually no game in it. That was clearly a mistake I made, and it won't happen again. Enclave, heard some good things about this game, haven't played it yet. Future Tactics. Fable: The Lost Chapters. This is one of the only games I still have from my childhood. This is one of my favorite games on the entire original Xbox. One of my favorite games of all time. I know it gets a lot of bad rep because Peter Molyneux promised so much with it, but it is still a good game despite what he did promise with it. FIFA Soccer 07. Forza Motorsport. This is probably the best racing series on Xbox throughout the years. My personal favorite. I love Forza all the way up through the current ones, Forza 6. Great game. I would definitely check it out if you're a racing fan on the system. Full Spectrum Warrior. Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball. My most rare game in my collection, and one of the most expensive, is Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. This is a fighting game with giant Godzilla monsters. I have a nice little video of this. If you go to the top 5 unique original Xbox games, you can see about this. Great game. I definitely had a blast playing with it. It's one of those games you can't play for too long, but it's fun in short doses. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Grand Theft Auto Double Pack. You got Vice City and Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Gun Valkyrie, very unique game. A lot of people haven't played this game. If you haven't, I would definitely pick this game up because it is a lot of fun. A couple of copies of GoldenEye. Actually, I haven't played those. I think it's part of the James Bond series. I'm not sure though. Grabbed by the Ghoulies. This is a game I wanted so bad when I was a kid. It's one of the games that actually sold me on the system. And when I actually got the system, I couldn't remember what the name of this game was, or I couldn't find it. So I never actually got this game. It's by the Rare developers, the ones that come up with Conquer Lab and Reloaded. It's a really cool game, really interesting. Not the best game in the world, but it's a fun game and it's a good change of pace game. So I would definitely recommend it. Goblin Commander. Never played it. Next game on the list is Hunter the Reckoning. Haven't played this game. I thought it was a pretty rare game, so that's why I picked it up. It's so rare. It's not too rare. It's not too common. So, Hitman 2, pretty fun game. Probably the biggest game on the system. Halo Combat Evolved. This is the game that convinced so many people to buy the system. Changed the first-person genre. It's the second highest selling game on the system. Such a great game. Cannot say enough good things about this. Obviously, if you're watching the video, I'm sure you know a ton about this game, but the #1 selling game on the system, sequel to Halo Combat Evolved, is of course Halo 2. This is the limited edition. For some reason, all the copies I've seen of this, they get really rusted out, whereas my Doom game and the other collector's edition games I have don't get rusted out like this. So I don't know why that's for. So the console sold 24 million consoles. This sold 8 million games. So about 30% of all people who had the console actually own this game, which is a crazy number. Something that's not possible today. This is the game that really started Xbox Live. I mean, you know that everybody who had Xbox Live was playing Halo 2 nonstop for years. I think it was the #1 online game for like 2 or 3 years. Something ridiculous. Where nowadays it's like you're lucky to get 6 months. iNinja, unique little game. Invisible War, Deus Ex. This is a game, a game series that a lot of people rave about. I've never played any of the games. I see 9.1 Collector's Edition. 9.1 Editor's Choice from Official Xbox Magazine. I don't know how accurate that is, or if it's just Xbox trying to pump their own game up. So this is Jade Empire from BioWare. BioWare is one of my favorite developers. The makers of Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Knights of the Old Republic. They've made so many great RPGs, and this is one along those lines, set in either Japan or China, either way in the Far East. Very good game. Could not recommend it enough for RPG fans or Xbox fans. Kingdom Under Fire. Never played it. Karaoke Revolution. Obviously, I'm not too good at that game. Kill Switch. Just got this game about a week ago. I haven't played it yet. Legends of Wrestling. Same thing about it with Kill Switch. Haven't played it yet either. Lord of the Rings. Third Age. Cool RPG for Lord of the Rings fans. I would definitely recommend it. Not the best RPG in the world, but if you are a fan of Lord of the Rings, you should pick it up. Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Ring. Never played it. Loved the movie. Lego Star Wars. All the Lego games are very fun, very nice to play as long as you don't take them too seriously. A lot of good humor in this one particularly. Lynx. Haven't played it. Looks kind of like maybe an NFL Blitz type game, but with golf. So maybe I'll try it out someday. It's part of the list where we get to the Madden games. Madden 02, 04, Madden 05. Another Madden 05 with Ray Lewis. Madden MVP Baseball 04 with Albert Pujols. Metal Arms. This game looks really unique. I actually haven't played this game yet, but I'm looking to play this game because I always sit down and I'm always like, I want to play this, but I never get to it. So I'd really like to get to this game soon. So that's definitely one on the list that I'm looking forward to. Mech Assault. This is actually my only best of Platinum Hits game. I don't know how I didn't see this game when I first had the system. Such a fun game. I've never heard about this game. I don't know how. It's Game of the Year. So I don't know. It must have been a huge game. And like a Platinum Hit, so it must have sold a shit ton too. I never saw this game growing up. I wish I did, because this game's an awesome game now, and it must have been even cooler back in the day. I don't have Steel Battalion, but I imagine something like this, with the controls, man, it would be awesome to have that game. That's definitely what I'm looking for. Malice. This is actually the first game I bought when I was starting to rebuy the collection. Never played this game. It just came with the system that I bought. MTV Music Generator 3. Midnight Club 2. Very good racing game. Would recommend it for anybody who's a fan of cars or the Midnight Club series. Definitely a good game. Moving right along, about 60% done. We got Platinum Hits, Medal of Honor, Frontline. Good game. All the Medal of Honor games are good. Would definitely recommend it. Manhunt. This is made by Rockstar, the same makers of Grand Theft Auto. Very cool little horror game. Would recommend it as well because it provides a different experience than most other games. Not the most beautiful game in the world, but it's a fun game. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. NCAA Football 05. Also combined with Topspin. You get 2 for the price of 1. Probably get it for like $1. 2 good games, so I definitely recommend it. Narc. NHL 06. I've played it a couple times. Not the biggest hockey fan, but it was a pretty good game. NASCAR Chase for the Cup. NHL Hits 02. From the makers of NFL Blitz. Very fun game. Got that same feel to it. NCAA Football 07. This is one of the last games to actually come out on the original Xbox. And that makes it a very good game because they really mastered the system at this point. NFL Street, very fun game. It's like almost a little more fun version of Blitz. I would actually describe it as. I was gonna say it's a little more realistic, but it's not either. It's just completely different than Blitz, but definitely fun game in itself. Ninja Gaiden. This is one of the most difficult games and one of the best games on the system. I didn't have this game growing up. Never heard of it when I was growing up. I wish I found out because this game blows me away now. Never mind 10 years ago, whatever done. I guess there is a version of Ninja Gaiden Black as well, which actually has some more levels to it. So you're probably going to want to pick that one up. I didn't know that when I picked this one up though. But I do have this game. The graphics are unbelievable in this game. The controls are unbelievable. Everything about this game is a great game. Could not recommend it any higher. You're going to pay $5-10 the most for this game. And I would definitely recommend it. Need for Speed Most Wanted. This is a Blockbuster exclusive. You got 9 more holes of Xmas Golf or Outlaw Golf. Never played it. I'm not too sure how good a Blockbuster game will be, but Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. Obviously a very unique cover. That's why I bought the game. It's one of the first games I wanted because the cover was so unique. It really wasn't that special of a game though. Just an average game, I would say. Pariah. Project Gotham Racing, and number 2 as well. Both unbelievable racing games. They rival Forza as the best racing game on the series. I actually have a top 5 racing game video. You should check that out if you're interested in seeing which one's the best. Racing Evolution. This is a terrible racing game. Everything that Forza, Project Gotham do well, this does bad. So I would not recommend that game to anybody. Rally Sport Challenge, another game like Colin McRae Racing, very fun game, would definitely recommend it to anybody. Rugby, I'm not really a fan of rugby, so I can't really talk to how good this game is or not, or how realistic it is or not. Maybe the best game on the system, it's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, again made by BioWare. Unbelievable RPG, one of the best RPGs of all time in my opinion, the best Star Wars game in many people's opinion. Could not recommend this game any higher. Actually, I have 2 copies of it. Saw a second one for very cheap, so I saw that I had to pick it up because it's going to be a good trade bait because everybody's looking to get that game. Star Wars Republic Commando. Another very good game. It's the only Star Wars game that I know of that's actually in a first-person shooter, so it provides a very unique experience, and I would definitely recommend it. Again, another game I had when I was a kid. Another great game. This is Soul Calibur 2. I have a video out of that if you want to see a couple rounds of it. Very fun game. Very good controls. Very good fighting game. One of the best on the system in my opinion. Moving on, we have the only Vietnam game I've ever seen on any system, to be honest with you. That's Shell Shock NAM 67. Haven't played it. I've heard some bad reviews about it too, so maybe I'll get around to it, maybe I won't. Star Wars Battlefront, Platinum Hits. Got this game for like $3. This is a game that can go for $20 regular, so it's definitely a steal. The Battlefront games are tremendous, I guess. Not amazing and tremendous, whatever you want to call it. Great games. The ones in the original Xbox are actually better than the one on Xbox One. So you should check them out. Obviously, the graphics aren't as good. This is Battlefront 2. It's about a $40 game still because of the popularity of Star Wars now. Absolutely recommend this game out. One of the best games on the system. Starsky and Hutch. Little Ben Stiller action right there. SRS, Street Racing Syndicate. One of my favorite games. I've said that about a bunch of games, but I do love so many games on the system. That's why I could not recommend it any higher. It's definitely not as good as Forza or Project Gotham, but it is what it is, and it's a really good game in my opinion. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Very good game. That's probably the best of the prequel movies, so it makes actually a pretty good game, so I would definitely pick it up if you're a Star Wars fan. It's actually got the best lightsaber controls of any game I've ever played, so that's what it's got going for it. Robotech Battlecry, or Robotech Battlecry. Awesome cover as you can see it, that's why I picked it up. Second Night. I'm trying to get more horror games because I want to do a horror video, so this is one of the games I have, as well as Manhunt I just picked up recently, haven't played it yet. This is a double game. You got Sega GT 2002, which is why I bought, which is basically a throw-in game for me. And the big game I wanted was Jet Set Radio Future. Jet Set Radio Future is a very, very unique game. There's really no other game like this, to be honest with you. So I would definitely check that one out. Splinter Cell, classic. Can't say enough about it. Rainbow Six 3, Ghost Recon. So many good Tom Clancy games in the system. Recon 2, Island Thunder, Test Track Overdrive, never played it. Haven't heard anything good about it. Haven't heard anything bad about it, to be honest, too, but Toe Jam and Earl 3. This was actually voted as my #1 most unique game on the system. I can guarantee you've never played a game like this. Check out my top 5 most unique Xbox games if you want to see some clips from it, because it's an awesome game. Could not recommend it higher. It's probably going to cost you about $10-15, a little bit more pricey only because there was a NES version of this, or SNES version of this, which boosts some of its popularity up. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Covers a little crinkle on that thing. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, very fun game, unique game, 3D platformer. There's not too many 3D platformers on this series, so definitely check it out. True Crime Streets of New York Collector's Edition. True Crime Streets of New York is very good. I also have LA. I've never played LA, but New York is a very good one. X-Men Legends. It's X-Men's RPG from what I understand. I've never played it. And X-Men Legends 2. Further, actually, both good RPGs. I just haven't got to them. I'm not a big X-Men fan, so that's maybe why. I know there's Ultimate Alliance as well. I'm probably going to get that because I want to do an RPG video as well coming up. But, I mean, that's just it's too many games to get, so, I mean, I'm just waiting. And eventually, when I see it for a good price, I'll pick it up. World War II Combat Road to Berlin. Haven't played this one. There's so many good war games on this game. That's why I haven't played it yet, but someday. Voodoo Vince. Very unique game. Only on the Xbox. I couldn't get into it. Maybe you'll like it, though. And then finally, my last game is Unreal Championship. Very good game. Very fun game. Would definitely recommend that for anybody who's a fan of shooters. So, I mean, that wraps up my game collection. It's about 120 games. I'm picking up games every week or every couple weeks. I'm looking to grow. I'm trying to go for the complete collection. I know I got a long ways to go, but maybe we'll get there someday. So definitely thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did like it, hit that like button. Comment on some games you may think that maybe I should pick up. And if you want to see more original Xbox content or content for the 360, Xbox One, Sega Genesis, PS1, just subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos as soon as possible, guys. Alright, man. Take care. Have a good night.